Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Jerry Hobby. I am the spiritual director of Spiritual Enlightenment and Truth Focused Ministry. Today is a grand and a glorious day. It is the first day of our movement into spring. It's daylight savings time. And so we're going to celebrate in a wonderful way. Let's make it welcome. So we're going to start off with one of my favorite artists, John Stringer. You are welcome here. Take it away, Amber.
There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me in you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. I see with new eyes, allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah. There is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Breathe in and out. Slowly feel all that's around you. All that you feel, all that you know. Let it go. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, we unite. Yeah, yeah, when we unite. Yeah, yeah, you are welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome here.
Wow, that was wonderful. You are welcome here for sure. I just love that song. Love it, love it, love it. You know, we're in the midst of the change and the season and all the great, wonderful things, I wanted to share something extraordinary with you. Um, this was shared with me, and I'm just so enthralled by it because it is really what we're here to celebrate. I want to share the super bloom, what it looks like in Death Valley right now. Can you bring that up, Amber, please? Isn't that lovely? Look at those flowers and look at the mountains. Oh my goodness. And I believe those are, I'm not exactly sure, but my Southern California people can correct me. I believe that what we're looking at is that's in Barstow. And I'm not sure. Are those considered the San Bernardino Mountains? They can correct me if I am incorrect. But this area is normally dry, desolate, sand. If you're on your way to Vegas, you may pass through Death Valley and you'll see that. And I love those beautiful mountains. I remember my first time traveling on my way to Vegas. I remember I was real young at the time, and my imagination was very, very vivid. And I could see the forming of dinosaurs with those mountains. But this bloom it just touches my heart. And we have yellow in there and purple. Yellow is our color for the month. It represents wisdom, and the purple represents power. And that's what we're celebrating, the power within us. Thank you so much, Amber. That was extraordinary. And now we're going to be celebrating the power within ourselves through the power of a sacred reading. We're going to bring forth Reverend Larry Hobby, who's going to share the sacred reading. The theme for the day, we're celebrating a season for nonviolence. It's all about kindness. And we will be hearing from practitioner Sandy. She likes for us to call her practitioner Sandy. And she's going to share the prayer in honor of a season for nonviolence. Take it away, people. Unmute yourself.
Let me unmute myself. There we go. I'm unmuted. Good morning, everyone. My reading today is from Ernest Holmes 365, Our Right to Self-Expression. It is right to enjoy life. It is normal and natural to desire a more abundant life. Jesus said, I come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Now, in the unity of humankind with spirit, there can be no lack or limitation. Each of us is entitled to all that our Father has. The realization that God is an infinite source is dawning upon our awakened thought, expanding our acceptance of greater abundance and dispelling all lack. This impartation of liveliness is to everything is the very nature of the God who gives. Selfishness enters only when our good would exclude or hurt others. Nothing is hidden. Well, nothing is selfish if it is done from the viewpoint of expressing the hidden splendor in all things, revealing it through all things and in all occasions. It is this more abundant life that we all seek, and we have a right to experience it. We have a right to be filled with joy, to desire the good things of life, to expect manna from heaven and good from every source. But at the same time, we must know that good is not for us alone. Today, I express myself with joy and enthusiasm. I want to live more abundantly, and I accept such possibility. I want to look more deeply into the heart of all people, finding there the pulsation of the heart of the universe. I want to penetrate all externals and reveal the divine presence hidden there. I know in my self-expression of the abundance of the whole, there's nothing mean or little, nothing separate from the all good. And as I lift high the chalice of my hope and faith. I know that it will overflow, that everything I do will be blessed, and that every good I will seek will be expressed through me. Everyone I meet will proclaim that God is expressing through all humanity and rejoicing in that which he does. And from Leviticus 26:5 says, ye shall eat your bread to the full and dwell in your land safely. And so it is. Practitioner Sandy.
Good morning, everyone. Amber, is my picture okay?
I don't think you're close enough to the screen. We can't see you at all.
I'm sorry for the interruption, everybody, but well, okay, what about this?
Yep, now you're closer and we can
Okay.
see you.
Okay, very good. Well, I am finally perfectly aligned this morning. So, good morning, everyone. Today is another day in the season for nonviolence, which I always like to also call the season of peace. And I visualize it extending out into the infinity of days that we have on the earth. So, Spirit is right here with us. This kindly, wonderful, sweet, embracing Spirit with one of its finest qualities being kindness, which goes so well with the season of nonviolence. For where there is kindness, there can be no violence. There would be no room for it. Only the sweetness and the inclusiveness and the love that kindness is, that kindness comes from, and the peaceful space that nurtures kindness among and between all people and every living thing in the world, the plants, the animals, everything exists in kindness and prospers and grows in kindness. I'm made from this spirit, this kindness that infuses my character, my spirit. It is Spirit's character and spirit, as is true for each one of you hearing my voice, and truthfully for everyone everywhere. And so I speak my word into Spirit's divine law of love. And I know that kindness rules now over the earth. The awareness of it and the expansion of it grows and glows and spreads and is widely known and widely spread, and people are aware of it. In these first days of spring, in these first days of daylight saving time, in the coming of the spring, which is renewal, including a renewal of kindness and feeling good in our lives as we come out of a long winter. And so I know that Spirit is everywhere in kindness. And kindness is one of the commandments that was given by God to us, to love one another. Kindness exemplifies that. Kindness is an infrastructure of that very request and command, and pushes it out, pushes forward, and seeds itself into the ground and into all of our lives, that blooms amongst us, between us, whenever we express it. And if there's anything I haven't said about kindness, I know it's known by all of you as you express it to your friends, your family, to your pets, your animals. Kindness is great quality, a great gift for all of us on the earth. And I'm thankful for this. And if there's anything I haven't said, Spirit knows the rest and is bringing it into our lives through its very kindness. For kindness is the very thing, the very characteristic that Spirit is. And so, in loving kindness, I open my heart and I release this prayer, this word, into the universe, into our lives. And please say along with me, and so it is.
And so it is.
And I
And
have a,
so it is.
Now it is.
now it is.
And
Amen.
now it
Amen.
is.
Ashe, thank you so much.
I have a
Look
couple
at
of
all
quick
these beautiful
quotes.
hearts. Okay, let's hear your quotes.
Okay. No act of kindness is too small, or there is nothing small about any act of kindness. And express kindness whenever possible, and it is always possible. All
Mm.
right. Thank you.
Thank you so
allowing me to
much.
contribute those.
Beautiful, beautiful. And let's just make it and just be intentional today. Let's take our attention and be intentional today in the practice of kindness. This is part of how we contribute to love in the world, peace in the world, and the world is in need of what it is we have to offer and to remember the truth. I want to take a moment and just remind you next Saturday is our Pray Up Clinic. Reverend Larry will tell you a little bit more about the Pray Up Clinic during announcements. But I'm just going to personally send an invitation out to you on behalf of practitioner Sandy, because a lot is happening in the world today. I know that prayer can shift and change things. I remember that from a baby hearing prayer. I could hear I was in another faith. Prayer can change things. And it has always shown up in a powerful way with faith in my life. And I've had an opportunity to bear witness within your lives. If you're listening to me, I've borne witness to it in your life. I may not even know you, but I have been praying all the time. And I know that my prayers are very powerful because I'm aligned with the infinite. And this is part of how we shift and change the world. So I'm inviting you, I'm sending out a special call and inviting you. We start at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm going to say this, it only takes 30 minutes. We just do what we need to do and we go on about our business. So I'm inviting you to come and join us. And if you go to our website, seatfm.org, you will find more information on that. So we look forward to you joining us. So right now we get an opportunity to experience sowing seeds of intentional living. And this year I've asked, this is from our practitioners. We do this, a practitioner is featured each month and they're featuring a certain power. So the power we're featuring this month is wisdom, and the color for it is yellow. So you'll notice I am in yellow. We're going to share a special presentation. Again, it comes from practitioner Sandy, and we decided that we would kind of almost have like a Pixar experience because we're celebrating the story, applying these powers to the stories in our life. Take it away, Amber. Oops, I forgot we had a song first. Forgive me. Let's do the song first.
I've had my share of life's ups and downs, but fate's been kind. The downs have been few. Oh, I guess you could say that I've been blessed, or I guess you could say that it's all because of God. Yes, if anyone should ever write my life story, that ever happened to me. Yes, God's the best thing that ever happened to me. That ever happened to me. Yes, God's the best thing that ever happened to me. I know God's the best thing. That ever happened to me. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So good to feel the divine presence here today and the presence of all of you as well. My name is Sandy Jenkins, and I am a practitioner with Spiritual Enlightenment and Truth Focus Ministry. Our acronym is CFM. So when you hear it, you'll know that that's what that means. And so I am going to say some words about wisdom today. And I want to first start out by telling you the origin of the word. The word philosophy comes from the Greek words of the first syllable philo comes from the Greek word for love, and Sophie, comes from the Greek word for wisdom. So the word philosophy itself means love of wisdom. And when we pray, we are sending our prayers to God, and God is listening to us. And when we are listening to our intuition, that is God talking to you. And I think that when we're listening to our intuition and receiving those thoughts, that is our wisdom also. Wisdom is our inner knowing. It is an emotional guidance for us as we live our lives and navigate the events that present themselves to us. And wisdom has an aspect of holistic perspective to it, with impact on others being in mind as we take actions, make statements, and live our lives. So I want to talk for a moment about the story of Solomon in the Bible, for he was presented with two women who were both claiming to be the mother of a baby that they brought with them. And Solomon determined who was the real mother of the baby by carefully considering the situation, by opening his heart, and also thinking logically about the viewpoint and perspective of each person there, including himself and each woman who was claiming to be the mother of this child. So when Solomon suggested his solution for the problem they were bringing they had brought in front of them, there was one woman who said, no, oh no, not that. Let's just go ahead and give the baby to this other woman. That's better than what you have suggested. And so immediately he knew that this woman was the real mother, because the real mother would, of course, be most concerned with the well-being of the child. So Solomon used his holistic perspective, where he could see the viewpoint and the situation of each person and the impact on all the people, or both everyone in the situation, and not just that situation, but every situation. Just briefly about the topic of wisdom that is illustrated in a couple of the fables of Aesop, like the lion and the mouse. There was a little mouse who had been captured by a lion, and this lion had a hold of its tail and was ready to eat the mouse. And the little mouse spoke to the lion and said, "Oh, dear lion, please don't eat me." And the lion said, "Well, why shouldn't I eat you?" And the little mouse said, "Well, maybe, possibly, in the future, I could be of service to you, and we can be in joyous cooperation with one another." And so the lion carefully considered this and thought that was a wise idea. So he released the mouse, and they both of them went on their way. And sometime after that, the mouse was on about the business of its day, and it came across the lion, who had been trapped in a rope net. And the mouse recognized the lion and told the lion, "Oh, do you remember me? Remember when you released me?" The lion said, "Yes, I do." And the mouse said, "Don't worry, I will help you." And the mouse chewed through the bonds of the rope net that were imprisoning the lion. So that was wisdom on both their parts. The lion was freed, was grateful to the mouse, and both of them went on with their lives. And the other Aesop fable that I like to consider is the one about the boy, the man, the boy, and the donkey. A man and his son had set off to go to market, and they came across a group of people, and these people said, "Oh, why are you making that little boy walk? You should let him ride on the donkey." So the man put the boy on the donkey, and they went on their way, and very soon they met another group of people, and these people said to him, "Why are you just allowing the boy to ride and you not ride yourself? You should ride on the donkey also." So the man hopped up on the donkey, and they continued on their way to the market, presently meeting another group of people who said, "Oh, why are you both riding on that poor donkey? He is overburdened. You should get off the donkey immediately." So the man did, and the boy. And on the way, the man considered the people that he had met and what they had suggested and what happened. And he realized, well, I can just use my own wisdom to consider things in a holistic way and their impact on everyone in the situation. And then I know what to do. I don't have to listen always to other people, even though I carefully consider their thoughts. And so those are my words of wisdom for you today.
There we are. Those are words of wisdom, and we're talking about story. And I just have to say, today is all about story. I've been fed already today, but I want to share something with you. I get to go and update my story, and the story is about my trip to Hawaii. And one of the things that I decided in this very moment, as I was sitting and listening to Cheryl Renee, she's, by the way, we started off this morning and we were talking about East Coast and West Coast. We were we were already in the house and we were filling it in for our Mountain and Central Time people. That's the meat of it. And I think we got the meat today because Cheryl Renee is she's from Colorado, originally from Colorado. As a matter of fact, some of my favorite musicians are from Colorado. Everybody knows that one of my favorite all-time bands is Earth, Wind, and Fire from Colorado. Okay. So anyway, I made a decision. She's migrated to Hawaii right now. And she has shows there in Hawaii, wonderful shows. So I set an intention. When I get back to Hawaii, I'm going to see Cheryl Renee. And of course, Sandy is one of our storytellers. And these are wonderful stories from the Bible, from Aesop. We're talking about wisdom and really leaning into wisdom today. So as we begin to move into that space and lean more into the wisdom, we get an opportunity to experience the beauty of life. And today we're talking about the beauty of life. This month, we are exploring a sacred question, and that sacred question is, what if? And today we take that question inward. It's a very important thing for us to do. So what if the most powerful world we are shaping is the world within our consciousness? You can go back to the song, God's the best thing that ever happened to me. The way we cultivate that consciousness is continuing to move within. What inner world are we creating? And how does it shape the life we experience? We're also holding several powerful contexts around us right now. We stand in the midst of a season for nonviolence. Sandy was sharing about that. And these are inspired by the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I call them my godfathers and my grand godfathers. Okay, reminding us that peace is not simply the absence of conflict, it is the presence of an awakened consciousness. So we're on the brink right now of an awakened consciousness. Whatever it is that's going on in your life now, there is an awakening that is taking place that is transformative. We are honoring also International Women's Awareness Month, very important month. So we're pausing to recognize wisdom, courage, and sacred leadership that women have offered to humanity through generations. We're actually celebrating the divine feminine. There's a divine there, and you know we're balanced with the feminine energy and the masculine energy. They all work in concert together. And we're honoring this. And as we honor this, we are acknowledging also that there's a power for good within each and every one of us and that we can use it. So this year we are working with 12 spiritual powers, and the power that is guiding this month is wisdom, which is represented by the color of yellow. Wisdom asks something of us. Wisdom invites us to pause, to discern what is truly aligned in love. And when wisdom is joined with imagination, something powerful happens. We do not imagine a better world. We build one intelligently. So Ernest Holmes in this thing called You says, you, like others, are seeking the joy of living. You wish to be needed, to be loved, to be included in the great drama of life. The rose exists to express beauty. Root and branch conspire with nature to give birth to blossom. That's who we are right now. He continues and he says, we belong to the universe in which we live. Your soul belongs to the universe. Your mind is an outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seeks fulfillment. You really are so much more than you appear to be. Holmes reminds us that we're not outsiders of life. We are not separated from creation. We are participants in the creative movement of the universe itself. And that means that something very important is happening. The inner world we cultivate becomes the world we experience. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our inner conversations, they are not passive. They are creative forces. So it's great to have this wonderful conversation with myself as I'm listening to Cheryl and saying, yes, I'm going to Hawaii and I'm going to make sure that I'm in the audience and be fed by her, nurtured by her. This is part of our creation. And the creation of allowing our stories to advance. Now, I want you to hear this because every one of us have stories. And there are some stories we may be having on hold right now because we don't know all the details yet. But maybe perhaps we don't need to know all the details. I can tell you there have been some stories that I worked on and before I knew it, I blinked and there it was. So I want you to be in the space of receptivity. And that receptivity will support you as you move forward. Ernest Holmes also writes, he says, you already are a spiritual being. When the mind understands this and embodies its essence, that which are in the invisible will become more apparent in the visible. That was the essence of Reverend Larry's message in his sacred reading today. We're not trying to become spiritual beings. We already are. And the question becomes, what inner world are we allowing that spiritual being to express through us right now? Being present with this in every moment is an important part. Often we're taught to distrust desires. And I want you to think about your desires right now. I want you to understand too, and Sandy went there when she talked about philosophy and she went to the root of the word. And when we move into the root of the word desire, it is of God. Desire. It is of God. But Holmes reminds us that desire is the movement of life itself. We're moving God energy. The rose desires to bloom, and the artist desires to create. I think about Reverend Dr. Renee and that creative impulse within her. We have some art we're going to be sharing with you a little later in the coming year. And it's the artist that desires to create, the great desire to belong. It's our contribution to life. Just like that Mona Lisa, there's the Reverend Dr. Renee artist. There is an artist within each and every one of us. And it doesn't matter what that artist looks like. It may be a person that does beautiful art or have beautiful art expressions. I'm surrounded by art you can see in my background. Or it could be the artist chipped and fashioning itself in a wonderful way through the creation of being a culinary chef, the artistry of science, bringing forth something wonderful and being a healing agent in the world, the artistry of just simply being aware and informed. We all bring gifts and talents to this thing called life. The heart desires to belong. Across cultures and across identities, we see that same longing. To be seen, we all want to be seen, to be valued, to be loved, and these longings are not weaknesses. Sometimes people tell you you're weak when you move into that space. That's the moment of empowerment. And they are divine impulses. They're part of the natural fabric of life. It does not go against life. It does not distinguish life. It uplifts life. And the more we learn this, and the more the collective grows in this, we then become a tipping point in the world. So let me share something simple with you. Have you ever watched a rose bloom? The rose does not question whether it deserves to bloom. It does not compare itself to flowers around it. I want you to keep that in mind. And it does not ask permission from the garden. The rose simply responds to life moving through it. Root and branch conspire with nature to give birth to the blossom. And Holmes reminds us that the rose exists to express beauty, and so do you exist to express beauty. In the same way, something within each of us is always trying to bloom. A dream, a kindness, a calling, and something in life that whispers to us, bloom, bloom, just like in the Talmud. That blade of grass is like those angels, the messengers of truth. They're saying, grow, grow, grow. We are the blade of grass. We are the bloom, and the whispers are all around us. Ernest Holmes tells us that something profound. That unity does not mean sameness. Unity means belonging. Every blade of grass is different. Every crystal is different, and every drop of water is different. And yet all belong to the same universe. We all contribute. The same is true for humanity. We all have different stories, different bodies, different cultures, different expressions, but one life. And wisdom teaches us to honor that diversity. We cannot live just exclusively in one way. You know, I love macaroni and cheese. I'm going to tell you, I really love macaroni and cheese. But my life would be a hot mess. I'm just going to say it in this way. It would be a hot mess if I had macaroni and cheese 24/7, 365 days and 366 days on a leap year, whatever, 67 on a leap year. So we get to look and embrace the diversity of life. I remember my niece, she loves corn, and her husband fed her corn. She got burnt out on it. So it is important for us to keep this in mind. Holmes teaches us that our mind is an outlet of creative intelligence, which means the inner climate we cultivate matters, because the thoughts we practice become the world we experience. So we can ask ourselves a simple question each day. And that question is, did my thought today widen the the circle or tighten it? Did my thinking move towards compassion and kindness or towards contraction? So I want you to take a moment now and just join me, because we're in the midst of a season from nonviolence, and we're reminded that transformation begins with awareness. That's the reason we're celebrating a season for nonviolence. We get to practice it daily, but we're being intentional with our practice right now. So the thing about this is we grow in our awareness. And that awareness is, before we change systems, before we change our policies, and before we change our structures, we must change our consciousness. So I'm going to invite you right now to take a sacred pause with me. We're going to take it together. I want you to take a slow breath in and just gently release it. I want you to drop those shoulders. And I want you to soften the field of life, your awareness. Move into the quiet presence of life within you. And let's just be quiet for a few moments. And in the stillness, we remember the world you are creating within does matter. Just breathe that in. For every great transformation in history, it begins with someone's inner world. That's what happened with Gandhi. That's what happened with Martin Luther King Jr. Someone imagined freedom. Someone imagined dignity. And someone imagined belonging. And that imagination became action. And the action became change. So during this season for nonviolence, and during this month honoring the wisdom of women, we can activate the power of wisdom within us. When we remember, the world we experience outside is shaped by the world we cultivate within ourselves. So we have this call to practice, and we're calling it this month, What is Mine to Do This Week? I have an assignment for each one of us. So we're just going to breathe for a moment. Amber's going to bring this up on the screen, and then we will move into this call to practice. And we're going to move into what we call the sacred pause. So we just breathe. So before reacting, we're going to invite you to pause. Before speaking, we invite you to pause. And before imagining forward, I'm going to invite you to pause. Ask yourself, is this wise? Is this aligned? And is this rooted in unity? Pay attention to your actions. Be intentional. Use your attention, and also pay attention to your intention. Give it your focus. Then choose one small action that reflects the wiser story, because we are creating stories. You do not have to fix the world. That's not what we're asking you to do. But you are responsible for aligning your part with it. Live your spiritual practice intentionally, wisely, with love. This is part of how we shape and create a world that works for all of us. We move into that place of alignment. So I'm going to invite you right now to join me. We're going to move into our After incantation. And I'm going to invite you to breathe with me. Amber's going to bring it up on the screen. And I'm going to invite you to unmute yourself. And we're going to do our After incantation 3 times. And the reason we know we do this is because we know repetition is the power of our growth and part of how we support and facilitate change within our beingness. That was the greatest gift that was ever given to me. Understanding the power of repetition. I knew it intuitively. And then one day I just happened to move into a culture and environment that was training and supporting me with success. And I have this belief that we should always support each other in terms of being successful. This is part of the culture that I work in and the culture that I lead. And it's from my cumulative experience that has built and supported me in being successful. And I'm going to pay homage to the Hobby family and paying homage to them even before I was a member of that family. That was the gift that I received. And I'll tell you that story one day. But that was the gift. Repetition is the mother of learning. So I'm going to invite you to repeat after me again and again. And I'm going to bring Catherine Ponders in here because she says repetition also is the mother of learning. She used to have me do these affirmations out loud 15 times. We're going to do it 3 times. 3 times is perfect. If you have the time to go back later today, all you need to do is say, send me that affirmation. I'm going to do it 15 times. You do it 15 times a day. That's very, very powerful. And if you do that, there's this thing called the magic of compounding interest that calibrates itself within your body. I want you to hear this right now because this is an important part. It calibrates itself within your body. And when it calibrates itself in your body, it supports you with that transformation. I have people that are going to our website now and they're reading Emma Curtis Hopkins daily. And I can tell you that Emma Curtis Hopkins has created shifts and changes in their lives because they read Emma Curtis Hopkins daily. Our goal is to arm you with the tools that you need to move forward in life and to succeed. So let us begin. Just breathe. I honor the wisdom within me.
I honor the
I
wisdom
honor the
within me.
wisdom within me.
I activate imagination with discernment.
I activate
activate
imagination with discernment.
discernment.
I embrace the sacred pause before action.
I
Embrace
embrace the
the sacred pause
action.
before action.
I shape stories rooted in unity.
I shape
I shape
stories.
stories rooted in unity.
I live my spiritual practice in the world.
I live
I
my
live my spiritual
in
practice
the
in the world.
I am a wise co-creator with spirit.
I am
I am a
Wise
wise
co-creator with spirit.
Now our minds are one.
Now our minds are
Mine is the
one.
one.
I honor the wisdom within me.
I honor the wisdom
Honor the
within
wisdom
me.
within me.
I activate imagination with discernment.
I
I
activate
activate
imagination with
imagination
discernment.
with discernment.
I embrace sacred pause before action.
I embrace
Embrace
sacred
sacred
pause
pause
before
before
action.
action.
I shape stories rooted in unity.
I shape
I
stories
shape
rooted in
stories
unity.
I live my spiritual practice in the world.
I live
I
my
live my
spiritual
spiritual
practice in the
practice in the
world.
world.
I am a wise co-creator with spirit.
I am
I
a
am a
wise
wise
creator with
creator with
spirit.
spirit.
Now our minds are one.
Now our
Now our
minds are
minds are
one.
one.
I honor the wisdom within me.
I
I
honor the
honor the
wisdom
Honor
wisdom
the
within
within
wisdom
me.
me.
within me.
I activate imagination with discernment.
I
I
I
activate
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 imagination with
imagination
imagination
with
with
discernment.
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 I embrace sacred pause before action.
I
I
embrace
embrace
sacred
Embrace
sacred
pause
sacred
pause
before
pause
before
action.
action.
before action.
I shape stories rooted in unity.
I
Shape
I
shape
shape
stories
stories
rooted
rooted
stories
in
in
rooted
unity.
in
unity.
unity.
I live my spiritual practice in the world.
I live
I
my
live
I
spiritual
live
spiritual
my
practice in the
spiritual
practice
world.
in the
practice in the
world.
world.
I am a wise co-creator with spirit.
I'm a
I'm a
wise
I am
wise
a
I'm a
wise
co-creator with
wise
spirit.
co-creator
co-creator
with
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 spirit.
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 Now our minds are one.
Now
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 our
our
Now
our
minds
our
are
minds
one.
are
minds are
are
one.
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 I want you to breathe that in right now. Take a deep breath and just allow those words that we've spoken together to settle into the quiet places of your heart. Just breathe it in. Touch your heart right now. This month, we're working with the power of wisdom. And wisdom often reveals itself not through noise, but through stillness. And during this season for nonviolence, we remember that peace is not something we force into the world. We don't force it into the world. Peace is something we cultivate. We cultivate it. We cultivate it in our consciousness. So before we enter into prayer, we're going to take a sacred moment to listen. I want you to listen to this song. And I want this music to carry you into a place of stillness. We will hear the song In the Silence There is Peace by, I believe it is Jack Fowler. And I want you to allow yourself to rest in the presence of peace. And from that place of stillness, we will enter into prayer together. I'm going to invite you, whatever is going on in your world right now, whatever it is that you would like to see prayer, just post your prayers. I will include those prayers as we begin to move into the sacred space. Take it away, Amber.
In the silence, there is peace. In the silence, there is unspoken joy. In the silence, there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find God, I find myself.
So I'm just inviting you to just settle and just to move even deeper into the sacred space of the silence, a time where we get to discover, to find the presence of light, the presence of love within ourselves. This is the time where we allow for sacred healing, a time of sacred peace. Just breathe with me. We're going to breathe into this space of unconditional love. We're breathing into the light of divine wisdom. We are breathing, honoring peace, harmony, love, and knowing that it is everywhere present. It is alive within each and every one of us. It is the sacred movement. It is that sacred blessing. It is the divine source, ever flowing and ever expressing itself. Just breathe right here and right now. And in this very breath and in this sacred awareness and in this sacred knowingness, we're allowing today for something powerful to expand, something to grow and fulfill itself. We're opening up to the bloom of the divine. And as we acknowledge the bloom of the divine, We're acknowledging the spirit of peace. We're allowing for the divine feminine to move and express itself in partnership with the divine masculine. We're allowing for the integration, the infinitive expression of life. We're allowing for the loops, the crossing, and the integration of life to express itself and create a space of a world that works for everyone. And in this very moment, I'm acknowledging every single person that is in this sacred virtual space, whether they're here within this virtual room or whether you're on our social platforms right now. But what I'm knowing is that there is a mighty blessing that is unfolding. It is God in action. It is the spirit of the divine. It is the infinite presence. And in this very moment, right here, right now, we bring into this space the essence of life. We're acknowledging it within the Goldsby family. We acknowledge this divine presence right now within the Taylor family. We're acknowledging this presence and know that this presence is alive. It's revealing itself right here, right now. It is that divine presence that calls us all to be on purpose. And we know this in particular as the guiding principle within the Swiderski family. We acknowledge this divine presence and we unify with the Bridge family now, the Bridges. Acknowledging global peace, acknowledging the global heart, love expanding itself in all families, in all communities. We glorify in this presence. And what we know is that the presence of the infinite, whatever we call it, from every perspective, is everywhere presence. We're acknowledging this thing we call the Lordly presence, the Christ consciousness. We acknowledge the power of wisdom and discernment. We're acknowledging the gift of growth, the super bloom. And in this wonderful quiet stirring, in the flow, the sway of the waters of life, the winds of change, in the experience of this earthly grounding experience, we simply know that there is only one light, and that light is God's life. And I know that that light, which is God, is the spirit and the energy of good everywhere. And in that goodness, we see the truth. We feel the energy of kindness. We acknowledge love. And this is the love that I know that it's moved. It has fulfilled itself, moving through all households in this very moment, all around the globe. Surrounding, blessing everyone in light and love, knowing that there is no opposition, but that this healing power is the only healing power that is eternal, blessing itself, expressing itself, touching life, blessing it, creating a space and a world that is healing, knowing safety, harmony, knowing that the creative spark is always for good and that it is all inclusive, that it is all a part of humanity, and that there is a mighty blessing at hand for every single person that is engaged in this moment, and even those that are not engaged. those that we have brought here in our consciousness right here and right now. I know only love. And I know that this loving presence is the great informer. It is the great impulse. It is the advancement of good. And I know that in this advancement right here, right now, those powerful words that were set in motion by Judge Thomas Troward many eons of years ago, they are alive and fertile in this moment, expressing itself within us, knowing that our minds are centers of divine operation, and that this goodness is overflowing, pressed down, running over, and multiplied. That this healing presence soothes itself. It is the divine realization expressing in practical ways within our lives, and that this gift of spirit has already created the pattern, a newness, a power that is greater, far greater, something new, something that we may have never ever thought of before. But it is unfolding within us and through us and around us in this very moment. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the gift. I'm grateful for the blessing. And I'm acknowledging this blessing right here, right now, all around the world, through leadership, through businesses. I'm acknowledging this power within families. I'm acknowledging it as the spark of life, a turning point. And I know that this turning point is a turning point of good, that it supports everyone, that it blesses everyone, that this good is life unfolding. And I'm so grateful this morning to be a part of this and bear witness to this truth, this grace, the beauty and kindness of God in action, mindfully fulfilling itself and blessing itself. I'm so grateful right now because I know that there is a super bloom despite the outward appearances. For I know that deep within the recesses and the center of my being, the center of our being, that something powerful has fulfilled itself. It is the tipping point. So we simply breathe right now. And as we're breathing, we continue to allow. We're allowing for those that are open, that are ready for their sacred blessing to enter this space. They may come into our thoughts right now. We just honor and bow and surrender. There may be those that may seem to be in opposition of us, but we simply know the truth. We understand universal law, the lordly presence. When we say we embrace the Lord, we know that it is universal law at work, the nature of life at work, and it fulfills itself. We acknowledge that first cause and know that that first cause we are setting in motion right here, right now. This new paradigm, this new way of living, we're moving beyond paradigms. But a new way, this new life, it is already fulfilled. It's touched every single one of our family members in practical ways, transformative ways. It's touched our lives. And what I'm knowing is I'm so grateful right now for this mighty blessing, knowing that this blessing is the gift of life that continues to give of itself and express itself. So we simply breathe, we pause, and we simply allow it to be. Join me and sing, and so it is. and now it is.
And so it is. And now it is.
Amen and Ashe.
Amen and Ashe.
I'm going to look into your eyes. And when I look into your eyes, I want you to know how much you are loved. I want you to know that you are a blessing in the world and that you are blessed beyond that which you cannot even imagine. And I invite you to allow for that gift to shine forth in your experience this week. We're going to transition into coffee and tea right now. And I think Reverend Larry has a few other announcements. Take it away, Amber.
Good morning, beloved community. It's coffee and tea time. I'm Reverend Larry Hobby. We hope you enjoyed our pre-service meditation and our Sunday Power Talk today. It is our intention that it spiritually grounds you and supports you as you move through the coming week with clarity, strength, and peace. Please mark your calendars. On Sunday, March 22nd, we will gather for our sacred Taizé service and birthday celebration honoring our beloved elder and founding member, Patty Walton, as she celebrates her 87th birthday. During that service, we will also present the Patty A. Walton Walk in Freedom Humanitarian Award. And now a special update regarding our upcoming Sacred Taizé service and birthday celebration honoring Patty Walton. First, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to Keto Bridges and the entire planning team for their beautiful work in preparing this sacred gathering. The good news is that the team has already selected 2 wonderful recipients for this year's Patty A. Walton Walk in Freedom Humanitarian Award. Please join us in sending congratulations to Reverend Pat Carter and Lisa Wills. We are deeply grateful for their lives of service and the way they embody truth, compassion, and freedom in action. You will hear more about their inspiring work when we gather for our sacred Taizé service on Sunday, March 22nd, as we celebrate Patty Walton's 87th birthday and honor these 2 remarkable recipients. So again, great job to Keto and the entire team for their thoughtful and loving work. Then on Sunday, March 29th, Palm Sunday, we welcome Kiyomi Zenitobia for a special sound healing experience, guiding us into Holy Week, grounded in reverence and wholeness. Also beginning March 29th, we launch our Double Good fundraiser in honor of Patty Walton's birthday. Proceeds will support children with special needs and contribute to enhancing our Prayerful Heart app as part of our technology fund. And we have a gift for you. In celebration of International Women's Awareness Month and our continued observance of the Season for Nonviolence, we invite you to immerse yourself in the Seed FM SNV 64 Ways Prayer playlist on our Prayerful Heart YouTube channel. If you need a sacred pause, if you need to anchor in peace and love, these prayers are here to support you. We also want to thank you for your joyful giving. Your tithes and donations truly make a difference. They support us in bringing quality spiritual programming into your homes, resources designed to sustain and uplift you throughout the week. Here on the screen are the ways that you can give. And now let's take a moment and say our prosperity mantra together. I visualize the financial good I expect. I see it coming to me now, richly and abundantly.
I see it coming to me now richly and abundantly.
I see it coming to me now, richly
I
and
claim and
abundantly.
accept it for myself now.
I accept it for
Claim.
myself now.
Accept it for myself now. I am grateful, and so it is.
I'm grateful, and so
I'm grateful,
it is.
and so it is. Amen.
Grateful, and so it
Amen.
That's it.
is. Amin, Ashe.
Let's do it for a second time.
I visualize the financial good I expect.
I
I
visualize the
visualize the
Visualize
financial
the
financial good
good
financial
I
I
good I
expect.
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 I claim and accept it for myself now.
I
I
claim and
claim
Claim
and
accept
and
it for
accept it
accept
for
myself
for
myself
now.
myself now.
now.
I am grateful, and so it is.
I am
I am
grateful,
I'm
and so
grateful,
it
and
grateful,
so
is.
it
and so it
is.
Ashe.
is.
And let's do it for the third time. I visualize the financial good I expect.
I
I, vi-
I
visualize
I
the
visualize
visualize
the
financial
the
good I
financial
financial
good
good
expect.
I
I
expect.
expect.
I see it coming to me now,
I see it.
richly and abundantly.
I see it
I
coming to
see
I
it
me
see it
coming
now,
to
coming
me
to me
richly
now,
and
now,
richly
abundantly.
and
richly and
abundantly.
abundantly.
I claim and accept it for myself now.
I claim
I
and
I
claim and
accept it
claim
for
and
accept it for
myself
accept it for
myself
now.
myself
now.
now.
I am grateful, and so it is. Amen. Amin Ashe.
I am
I'm
I am
grateful,
grateful,
and
and
so
grateful,
it
and
so
is.
it
so it
is.
is.
Amen.
Amen,
That's
That's
amen, and
Amin.
ashe.
Remember to check out our daily offerings by utilizing our CDFM gifts, Linktree app, and there's something happening throughout the week to support your spiritual practice. Have a blessed, peaceful, and prosperous week. And keep looking up.
And now we have a special invitation for our community. We invite you to join us on Saturday, March 14th for our Pray Up Clinic with practitioner Sandy. As we continue our season for nonviolence, we're intentionally gathering to anchor more peace in the world and to cultivate a deeper sense of calm and spiritual grounding. This is the 30-minute prayer clinic where we come together to uplift our world through prayer. And you are also welcome to bring any personal intentions or prayer requests you would like support with. So please join us 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, 10:30 a.m. Mountain time, 11:30 a.m. Central time, and 12:30 p.m. Eastern. We hope you'll take this sacred time to pause, center, and pray together. And we also have something fun coming up for our community. On March 17th, we invite you to join us for our St. Patrick's Day movie night and dinner gathering. We'll be watching the wonderful Irish comedy Walking Ned Divine, a film that comes highly recommended by practitioner Sandy. And we gather during the dinner hour. We'll gather during the dinner hour at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Mountain, 7:30 p.m. Central, and 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We are currently working out the details so we can gather in a shared virtual room for dinner, for the movie, and conversation together. So stay tuned for more information, and we hope you'll come and celebrate St. Patrick's Day with us. Thank you, guys.
All right, this was an extraordinary day. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Reverend Larry, for those announcements. I want to remind everyone also that we are still having our pre-service meditations. So we invite you to join us on Sundays starting at 7:15. Reverend Larry has stepped in. He's the first practitioner that is stepping into that place of doing pre-service meditations, and he does wonderful meditations, guided meditations. So if you're looking for a way to be anchored, please come and be a part of that. With that in mind, I think it's time for us to get up and celebrate. But you know what I want you to do this week is to keep peace at the forefront of your consciousness. Know peace everywhere and join us in anchoring in peace. And if you can and have the time next Saturday, please join us for the prayer clinic where we can be intentional. You'll be hearing more about spiritual tools we're using to amplify more peace in the world. And so, with that in mind, we're going to begin and we're going to start with Eddie Watkins and close with him. Let there be peace on earth. Take it away, Amber.
let peace begin with you and I. Every man, boy, and girl, woman across the world, let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, family all are we. Let us focus our families in perfect harmony. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every single breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me. Peace on earth, peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. Let there be peace on earth, peace on earth. How you feeling it this morning? Okay, then this is a simple hum along I want you to do with me and say, ooh, 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 la 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 la. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's just a simple melody. Feels so good to sing it. Everybody sing. You sound so good. All right. Whenever dark clouds are hovering over and the sun is nowhere in sight, and when it seems like the world is falling to pieces, let me be the one who sheds the light. When this whole world seems mean and cold with no love or humanity, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to say goodbye to our social media platform. We love you. We appreciate you. Come and join, hang out with us. There are so many ways we can engage in spiritual practice to support our personal lives and to be a beneficial presence in the world. Come play with us more often. We'll see you next week, same place and same time. Bye-bye.